Thursday here in Osseo, Minnesota. I'm Eric Nordquist, and this is MPSL Soccer featuring Minneapolis City SC hosting the Minnesota TwinStars. Now the Crows, the only undefeated team left in the North Conference at 7-0-2, coming off a confident 6-1 victory Saturday over Sioux Falls. And they're hosting the TwinStars. These two teams got after it less than a week ago. A 1-0 away victory for Minneapolis City on a Martin Brown penalty kick. Tempers flared in that one, which makes this game unique and intriguing. We'll get to that shortly, though. Now, with the Crows, the highest scoring team in the country in MPSL right now, 30 tallies in their 9 games and just 9 goals allowed, a plus 21 goal advantage. This team certainly have playoffs on the mind. The TwinStars still in the heat of the grind, 4th spot in the conference, 4-3-2 with their 14 points. And let's look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Minnesota TwinStars. In net, Ibrahim Toure, number 0. Defensively, you'll see Diego Mendez, Jeremy Banya, and Aliou Kamara on the back line. And then you'll see a whole crew, a slew of midfielders featuring Adrian Perkins, Anayo Kwazima, Taiki Kinagawa, Kareem Darbaki, and Festus Lamine in the midfield. And then up top, David Chroma, no relation to Seiko Chroma, member of Minneapolis City. And then Tyler Oliver rounding out the starting lineup for the TwinStars. And then for your Minneapolis City SC Crows, in net, Matt Elder taking control between the pipes this evening. On the back line, you'll see from left to right Nick Hines into Trey Benhart, Max Kent, and then Charlie Adams. In the midfield then, defensively, you'll see Max Stiegwardt and Ian Steve Smith. More on Mr. Stiegwardt in a moment. Whitney Brown, a couple of goals over the weekend. He's in at wing spot, and then his brother Martin Brown and man in the middle. Will Kidd with a goal last week. And up top, number 8, Tim Wills. Now, getting to a couple of players from Minneapolis City that you'll want to pay attention to tonight. We'll start with midfielder Max Stiegwardt. 2 goals on the season for Max, and he's going to be a big part of combating the counterattack this evening. And what I like about Max is you're going to see him pushing the ball forward, getting it to wingers very quickly. Very involved in the offense is Max Stiegwardt. Now, for him, though, it's all about positioning, and positioning. Making sure he's in the right spot at all times, not getting trapped in wide areas, and allowing anything in the attack for the visitors this evening. That's on Max Stiegwardt. Now, Whitney Brown, confidence at an all-time high. You see that playing with confidence, a big part of it. 2 tallies last week, early on in the 15th minute, and then in the 39th minute. Those are his 5th and 6th goals on the season against Sioux Falls last week. You're going to want that same confidence tonight. Big thing for him, getting behind the back line. And he was using that speed. Sekou Chroma setting him up on both his goals last week. You're going to want to see him playing and getting behind the defense, pressuring that back line. Since there's only 3 of them back there, you'll want to see that tonight. And then just getting shots on target. This is going to be an opportunity with a team that is undefeated. They haven't lost at home in 2018. They do pile up the goals. As I said, they're the highest scoring team in MPSL in the entire country right now. And Whitney Brown is going to be a big part of that. Kickoff just moments away here at John D. Hanson in Osseo, home of the Osseo Orioles. Joining me next, Sporting Director John Bisworm on the call with me. Very exciting as kickoff approaches here at John D. Hanson. Action underway here at John D. Hanson in Osseo. It's Eric Nordquist, joined my color analyst this evening, Sporting Director John Bisworm, Minneapolis City SC. How you doing?
Good, Eric. Thanks for having me in. I've always wanted to do this, and today I'm doing it.
No, and I can't wait. I need elite analysis up here. I need good conversation, and you're just the guy to provide it. As Elder will get the quick restart in here with the goal kick. The veteran, 3rd year with Minneapolis City SC in net, and he'll get this thing started here briefly. Now, as we look at things tonight, first of all, big thanks, Twin Cities Orthopedics, Little Caesars, and Summit Brewing. One of my favorite summertime beverages, Summit Brewing, all making things happen for us tonight at John D. Hanson as we see the Minnesota TwinStars possessing early and pushing pace. Kamara getting it back to, and now Mr. Dumler Possessing here on the near side, Will Kidd trying to challenge him. Tempers flared. This team just met less than a week ago, John, and there was some frustration, some weeping, some gnashing of teeth, some irritated individuals on both sides of things. Is there a budding rivalry between Minneapolis City and the TwinStars?
I think that there is a budding rivalry, but the main thing is that the TwinStars are one of the founding members of the MPSL, and then you get a team like ours that comes in with maybe a little bit greater fanfare, and there's a little bit of chip on the shoulder there that they've been here before, and we're the new kids on the block and getting a lot of attention.
Well, if the chip on the shoulder because of that was something, the 1-0 victory, Martin Brown on the penalty, certainly is something there for the 3 points last Thursday. New game, new life with Chase Wright inside the box and taking away Max Kent. Max Kent has had a tremendous 2018, I believe, defensively for the Crows, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. When Max first came to us, he was open trialist, and what he's really worked on the past 2 years in school is the communication piece that he has.
Ooh, Juan Lewis, sorry to interrupt you. Juan Lewis with an opportunity, a goal-scoring Juan Lewis off the bench over the weekend against Sioux Falls, trying to find Will Kidd there. And, getting back to the offensive punch with Minneapolis City SC, and it started, to interrupt you, it starts with guys like Max Kent really shoring up things in the back.
Correct. Winning, like he just did right there, winning the ball in the air and really sparking the attack, and obviously stifling out what the TwinStars are throwing up. Traditionally a long ball team, so it'll be very important for him to win those aerial battles today and not let anything get over his head.
Kwazima passing it back and forth with Kinagawa, excuse me. Early minutes here, no score, of course, just third minute on the verge of the fourth. That's Toure in the back trying to find Mr. Kwazima. Good pressure here early. The man to watch, you saw number 7, Max Stiegwardt, a couple of goals on the season already in 2018, and certainly an important part of keeping it muddy in the middle third for the visitors.
Great to see Little Caesar roaming the sidelines there, isn't it, Eric?
Yes, I love Little Caesars. Now, rumor has it, here at John D. Hansen at halftime, there might be a year of Little Caesars pizza on the line for maybe a youngster if they're able to make a shot from half field. Is that what I'm gathering?
That's the word on the street up here in Osseo, so we'll have to see once we get closer to halftime. But you wouldn't bring Caesar himself if you weren't planning something big at halftime, right?
No, correct. Yes, it's whether it's this is very presidential-like, I think, with Caesar, just trying to get his face out there, tug at the cloth of the king, and make his presence known here at John D. Hansen. Throwing in possession right now for Minneapolis City. Stiegwardt stepping in for the turnover. The whistle is going to blow. And it'll be a free kick for the TwinStars.
Since the game was a little contentious last time, you like to see the referees at least starting early with some of the smaller fouls so that you don't see things boiling over. So I thought that one was a little bit soft, but I think he's trying to set the right tone for this rivalry match.
Yeah, I don't know if conversations have been had since the last matchup on Thursday, but certainly, not necessarily setting the tone or trying to be overactive referee asserting himself in the match, but certainly if you're able to avoid things evolving into more serious infractions, that's an important thing as Tim Wills looking for Kidd. And now Toure under pressure, and he might fumble it, and he's able to get it out in quick fashion as Juan Lewis. Whoo, that was nearly an absolute disaster of a move for Mr. Ibrahim Toure in net.
Some people say goalkeepers use their hands for a reason and not their feet, and that right there was a good example. That was pretty dicey. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Well, as a mediocre high school goalkeeper, I can tell you that I was much better with my hands than I was as a ball handler, and I appreciated the ability to grasp the ball, and Toure nearly made a meal of it there. Now Kent possessing, early minutes, pushing forward. Charlie Adams, the always physical, always ready to assert himself in a situation, Charlie Adams. Now down here, Ethan Petrie with possession for the TwinStars. Both teams kind of feeling out each other here early moments on.
Yeah, I think this one is actually, Minneapolis City is obviously undefeated in there and trying to push for the league title and a playoff spot. But I think you'll see that the TwinStars actually have more to play for, I think, here today.
Juan Lewis able to get it to Tim Wills, who will center it too far, but Kidd able to keep control of it, and he'll back up, and now he's just going to pull down. He's going to pull down Kinagawa for another free kick. Good attacking opportunity for the Crows. Not enough direction on that kick from Wills to make something happen with it.
Yeah, I mean, with that foul with Will Kidd, I think, you know, for those of you who don't necessarily watch higher level soccer, that's the professional foul to stop the counter.
Is that a tactical foul?
I believe so, because I think he did a quick look over his shoulder and saw that there were quite a few more red jerseys than white jerseys behind him, and you got to stop that counterattack.
Now TwinStars back to Toure. Much better that time from the goalkeeper. Kwazima forward to Dumler. Now in the middle to Darbaki. Forward for Dumler. Charlie Adams, he just gets his big body in the way. That'll be a goal kick for Minneapolis City SC. You know, mentioning looking forward here, regardless of the result tonight, Minneapolis City in good position to look at MPSL playoffs, missing out last year, Duluth FC, and of course Dakota Fusion in the postseason a year ago. And final match day calculation, speculation, hoping for upsets in certain results. Unfortunately, the Crows on the outside looking in 2017. But you have to feel confident as a sporting director cultivating dreams for the Crows that your club has done a lot of good things in 2018 to set themselves up for postseason opportunities.
I think so too. You know, we're just over the halfway point in the season, and the main message for us was get ourselves in a position in the first half where we're the ones that are setting our own tone, as opposed to last year where we were having to get some help from other teams that it just didn't come.
Nice pressure from the TwinStars to force a turnover there. Festus Lamine in on it, and now they'll reset and regroup with Kwazima in the back. Entering the 9th minute here at John D. Hansen, still scoreless. It may take just one goal to get it done. Perfection on the line for Minneapolis City here. And 4 matches remain after this evening. So get your schedules out. Get to mplscitysc.com for more information on that. Smith pushing it back to Hines. Now Stiegwardt. He's got some space in the middle. He'll push it forward to Wills. Ooh, Kidd was making a run. May have been offside. Now Adams. To Steve Smith in the middle. Why do they call him Steve?
It's a long story, Eric. I don't necessarily know if we have enough time for me to get into that one, but it goes back to his days as a trialist, and I'll just leave it as that.
Perfect. We got a heavy foul as it was Aliou Kamara taking down Kidd. Get a free kick, much to the groans and appreciation of the Crows faithful here in the stands.
Yeah, that one woke up the crowd, didn't it?
It did, yes. They were all enamored with the Caesar, and now here we are. Whitney Brown with a couple goals last week and a strike on net. Toure able to grapple that one.
You like to see that from Whitney, getting some shots from distance, because what it'll do eventually is it'll open up that one-on-one game that he has, that's one of his strengths, to be able to break the defender down.
I think that's not only the key there, but you can tell that Toure not the most confident gentleman back there for the TwinStars. And if you can test him from distance and make him uncomfortable, that can be to the advantage. Whoa, some physical play there as Dumler trying to get it forward, and now it's Chroma, but the flag will be up. That was an easy one offside. Some pleasantries being exchanged here.
Yeah, there was a little kick out by number 11.
That's Petrie.
Ethan Petrie on Will Kidd. Not really happy with getting fouled there and doing a little bit of a kick out. The referee didn't see it necessarily, but I think Caesar did, and he had something to say about it on the sideline there.
Well, it seemed like the right call by the referee. Offer the advantage. Dumler moving forward. There was an opportunity there for Chroma if he would have been able to stay onside.
Yep, absolutely.
But sure, again, frustrations will flare up over the course of this one, it feels like, for sure. Now Stiegwardt. There's Benhart, Lakeville native, Shattuck St. Mary's. Benhart was a captain at UW Green Bay, wasn't he?
He was a Green Bay Phoenix. Oh, you like to see that
Kidd.
ball from Matt.
Oh, with the long pass. Now Kidd in as Kwazima's trying to chase him. Steps inside.
That's a
There
penalty.
has to be a whistle blown.
Once again, another penalty kick that Will Kidd draws.
This will be the third straight match, and I know you know this as well as I do, the third straight match, Mr. Bisworm, that Will Kidd has figured out how to draw a penalty. Martin Brown converted from the spot for him on Saturday against Sioux Falls. Martin Brown converted for him last Thursday against these TwinStars.
He's converted every time he's been at the spot.
What are we going to put in there tonight, since it is indeed Juan Lewis playing in Mr. Martin Brown's
spot? Looks like Max Stiegwardt is going to be the spot kick taker this time.
Stieg, and he nails it. It's 1-0, bang! Minneapolis City SC take the lead in the 12th minute on a Max Stiegwardt tally from the spot.
So what you saw with the last game, Eric, between these two teams was after that penalty kick did happen, you saw the tempers start to flare because the TwinStars then started to press, and the Crows were doing the same thing, finding and isolating guys like Will Kidd and Whitney Brown out wide, and we're just continuing to draw those fouls and really slowing the game down. So take a look at that now and see what their response is. Is it going to be similar where they're going to go directly to the foul, or are they going to try to play?
And once the Crows here get the lead, as they do have it now, 1-0. We've seen this consistently at home in the comfy confines of John D. Hansen and Osseo. One goal usually means another goal. The success that you guys have had at home in 2018 has been spectacular. As TwinStars start to push here, nice job again by the goal scorer Stiegwardt stepping in, and that's really a big part of his job, isn't it, tonight? With Max in the middle, his ability to combat the counterattack, that was kind of the verbiage we used in the open, but make sure he's filling a lot of that space there and keep it in the right spot at all times.
We like to call it just being a bastard in there.
I love it. As Dummler is trying to center it, Adams being in the right spot at the right time, and Chroma trying to double up on him, but he's able to find Kidd. Now forward to Tim Wills, unable to control it. Kwazima with the throw-in, or it will be Dummler. Early lead here, 1-0 for the home squad. Kwazima to Dummler, back again. That's Banya with it now.
Oh boy.
Kinagawa. Little flashy with the back heel.
Yeah.
Nearly cost him. Now to Dummler. Ooh, trying to find Petrie in space, unable to. Now it's Darbaki possessing. Into the box. Big head on it is Nick Hines. Ian Smith nearly bumbling it. Chroma on the scene for the TwinStars.
Yeah, in that situation on the field, you maybe want to see Steve take 2-3 less touches there and just get it out of the danger zone.
He takes the artistic approach. We're entering the 14th, nearly 15th minute here.
I think what you're seeing here, Eric, from the back line and the goalkeeper from TwinStars is those guys don't want the ball when they get it. They want to get rid of it as fast as possible, and the Crows are doing a really good job of applying medium to high pressure against them to try to see if they can get a turnover in their defensive third.
And they haven't dealt with it well as of yet, no doubt about it. Now Whitney with it.
Another matchup to kind of harken back to that one again, you saw that after that first goal went in, the Crows really worked on their possession, and you're seeing it again today. There's a lot of pockets out there of space that the TwinStars are giving the Crows, and you're seeing Max Stiegwardt now popping out wide to get the ball, and you're going to see that possession increase as the end of the first half kind of starts to get closer.
Now it's Lamine along the side. He's pushing it back into dangerous territory yet again for Toure, who just gives it a boot to midfield. Now Dummler. Petrie trying to get by. Charlie Adams once there once again, and just no space. Smith stepping in on Kinagawa. Now Wills. Collision there with Lamine. They'll get the throw in though for Minneapolis City.
You can't bring Tim Wills down that easy.
No, he's got some fridge to him.
Or dorm fridge, right?
The throw in from Hines to Wills. Now the turnover there.
That's
back
a bad
to Kwazima.
spot. bad spot to lose the ball, especially when you had such good possession that led up to that.
Darbaki controlling. He'll find Dumler on the wing. Dumler able to get it past Adams, and now forward for Petrie. Petrie trying to find help, back to Dumler. Now Darbaki. Had a peek at Chroma across the field. Now Adams with the turnover. The speedster, Charlie Adams. He gets it to Tim Wills, decides to retreat. Now Stiegwardt. Whitney Brown. Outside to Will Kidd. He has to come back for it a bit.
So the average soccer supporter or fan would have seen that maybe a little angry about the fact that the Crows didn't put the pedal down there. But if you've seen what they've done now is they've kept the ball and really pinned back the TwinStars so that they can't counterattack again. I think it's really smart to look at that as not only this half comes, kind of finds its legs, but the second half if the scoreline stays the same.
Indeed, and a throw in now for Minneapolis City. Referee directing traffic over there for some reason. And now we are restarting play as Stiegwardt to Whitney Brown. 6 goals on the season for Whitney. Trying to get it in for Will Kidd. First touch. Oh, just not able to get it by Toure. Nice job and an assertive Ibrahim Toure to get out there. Otherwise, first touch, second touch, Will Kidd might have another opportunity to score. Now pushing it forward, it's Chroma with speed. One-on-one v. Elder. Can he get it past him? And he will, and that is the equalizer for the Minnesota TwinStars. Matt Elder caught in no man's land a bit as Chroma able to beat the defender, and he'll even it up here in the 18th minute for the Minnesota TwinStars.
Yeah, not sure what Matt was doing there. It seemed like he, like you say, he get caught out in no man's land, and you'd like to see maybe Trey Benhart getting called off there. I don't know if there was any communication, but something did break down.
That makes it 1-1 here, and without the advantage of replay, it's tough to tell whether there was a lack of communication in that respect, but just an unfortunate instance where Elder, not a lot he could do, too far out, not quick enough to catch up with Chroma. And here we are, all level at John D. Hansen. Now Whitney Brown possessing, moving up. Easy takeaway for the TwinStars. Now Kwazima. Banya. Giving confidence to this visiting team on the road this early in the match could prove troublesome, as we've seen the physical play already start to evolve in this one. But quick opportunities in transition. Whitney Brown racing for it. It's Lamine with the faster wheels on that one. And that's what we talked about in the open with Whitney Brown as well, is his ability to get on the backside of that line is going to prove to be very fruitful tonight for the Crows. In that instance, though, just putting on the afterburners as Lamine caught up to him, got past him, and thwarted the offensive attack.
Yeah, Lamine's a former MIAC player at Augsburg, and I think speed was definitely one of the things that he was known for in the MIAC.
And he proved it there as we enter the 20th minute. 1-1 here. And as we look at the final stretch of matches here, of course, how this one concludes, we're still yet to know. But next up, you have at La Crosse. And I have to say it, La Crosse has kind of become the free space on the bingo card the last couple of years in MPSL. But, of course, very worthy of watching as Tim Wills in alone. Can he get the left foot on it? And coming in again is Toure. Oofta. Not the first touch you would want Mr. Wills to have on that one with a clear 1v1 scoring opportunity.
I mean, that's a tough one to bring down. It's a 30-yard diagonal ball that's coming right, a heat sinker right at your neck. So you got to give Tim some credit there, but he had enough time if people would have communicated him maybe to take a second touch.
No doubt about it. What I do like to see, though, as the Crows continue to press, they're getting those opportunities. And we know that they're going to cash in on one of them potentially sooner than later, as Whitney Brown making another run. It might just be home run ball tonight. We don't know for sure. But the space is there if the Crows want it. Now controlling is Smith, pushing it forward to Wills. Now Kidd again. Stiegwardt's got space in the middle. Kidd trying to find a way in on his own. He'll push to his left. He'll take the shot. It is deflected, headed out. And now heading the other way are the TwinStars. And with some space, if he can catch up to it, and he cannot. Chase Wright.
Nice athletic ability there to jump over the bench that's just sitting there in the middle of play.
All-state hurdler, Chase Wright. So you go to lacrosse on Saturday. Viejos son los trapos. Coming here now alone again is Juan Lewis. They're finding that center channel, John, and really exploiting it. Not able to connect on the back end, but if they keep leaving that open, that's going to be a problem for the TwinStars.
We talked earlier about those pockets of space that their formation kind of affords the Crows, and you're just seeing it happen right now. But if I were Dummler, I would definitely be having a Will Kidd nightmare when I go home tonight.
No doubt about it.
He's owning that side.
And he's onside again. If he can catch up to it, might be too fast for him this time around. He does keep it in play. Oh,
looks like they give it
flags. They'll give it the goal kick there. Viejos son los trapos a week from tonight here at John D. Hansen. And then that Saturday, that's going to be a fun one for you guys, John. It's going to be a grinder. Duluth, a very game squad. That's going to be the 30th of June, and then you wrap up at Dakota. So you wrap up, actually, with the two teams that made the playoffs a year ago.
Correct.
As you guys now in the catbird seat for the time being. So those will be fun matches down the road. All you got to do, just get to MPLSCitysc.com. Ticket information, merch, the schedule, all the good stuff. Learn about what you can do to support this fantastic club. Just get to MPLSCitysc.com as the Crows level 1-1 here in the 23rd minute. That's Benhart in the back controlling. Caesar trying to rile up the crowd, root on the guys on the field.
Well, you got two free runners here. Just the ball from Stiegwardt wasn't on point. But again, they're trying that.
Yes, and that appears to be the consistent plan of action here, at least in the first half. We'll see how the TwinStars do adjust to it. Kwazima on the ball right now. Now Kinagawa. Long ball against Max Kent, not the most successful venture. And now Benhart, man-to-man with Petrie, winning that header. Darbaki. Things certainly cooling down since the 18th minute goal, the equalizer by Chroma. Should be a throw-in for Minneapolis City, and it is. Ethan Petrie not happy about that.
Great first touch by Caesar there. Keep that ball in front of him.
You doubted him.
You know I did. Apparently he's got his soccer sandals on today.
Adams with the long throw-in for Kidd, and he is behind Kwazima. He needs help, though. And he's fighting and battling with Kwazima. Nice positioning by number 4 there defensively to allow Toure to take that thing over. Now it's Kamara.
That high Crow pressure again is causing fits for all 3 and sometimes 4 of the defensive players for the TwinStars.
Well, you talked about communication on that TwinStars equalizing goal. You're seeing a lot of the same issues back there, John. They're not understanding who's marking who when that pressure comes, and it is indeed creating problems. As Will Kidd once again battling with Kwazima, bodies him down. Are we going to get a corner kick? What are we going to get here?
I think it's going to be a foul on Will Kidd and a
yellow card. And a yellow card in the 25th minute. You're right.
Seems like a pretty soft yellow. I think it was just kind of 2 players getting their legs tangled up, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, still 1-1. First booking of the evening for either team will go the way of number 12, Will Kidd. And for better or worse, he does appear still down on the turf here.
Not sure why the other TwinStars players are trying to have a conversation with the referee. He called the foul, he gave the card, and the trainer's coming on to help out their player. It doesn't seem like there's anything else needed to really be said, Eric.
Is it potentially related to last week? Their player gets the straight red. There's a lot of frustration, although he did serve his suspension, of course, with the previous game, which makes him active and available for tonight.
Yep.
But, again, the temper's flaring, and, part of that is an undisciplined team. Part of that is a referee that, not maliciously, but ultimately allowing things to evolve beyond a certain level can certainly impact, those types of situations. But I think this referee, handled it quite well, and hopefully we're able to move on here. Free kick for the TwinStars.
As long as he continues that process of making the call in a similar fashion, I think we're okay. But where we can see it go south is if he's one-sided with his calls.
And so far, I feel that Green, I call him Green. I got a good vibe with him. Green's been good so far.
Yeah, the referees have been okay so far.
Now Chroma, the goal scorer, pushing forward, easily knocking him off the ball is Whitney Brown. Now Stiegwardt, forward to Juan Lewis.
Oh, unlucky touch.
Yeah, just too much and not enough speed for Steve Smith, the former Carolina Panthers wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a hands guy, not a speed guy.
Now forward for Chase Wright.
Chase Wright's a former teammate of former Crow Connor Stevenson at Loyola, Eric.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, the gamblers, as I like to call them.
And that's one of the cool things about this conference in MPSL is there is, of course, a great diversity in terms of where these players are from, but you do find those kind of 6 degrees of connectivity of current and former players. As Adams just battling with Petrie, he wins it, but Dumler takes over. Now trying to find Whitney Brown over the top, and he can get behind that defense, and he'll take the shot at the flex.
You'd like to see something a little bit stronger there from Whitney. His cavalry did start to show up, but he chose to kind of take the long shot, and not necessarily the best decision there.
A bit of an impatient move from Whitney Brown.
To go back to your point, Eric, about kind of the 6 degrees of separation, being local, you also get the guys that went to Minnesota Thunder Academy or the St. Croix Academies or, played in the MIAC together. So you're right. It's kind of nice to see that these guys have either played together or battled together for quite a few years.
Yeah, Matt Elder, Minnesota native. Steve Smith, Minneapolis Washburn, went to Wisconsin Green Bay. Stiegwardt, Thunder Academy, as you mentioned it. You have Whitney Brown, Brooklyn Park, right? BP.
Correct.
Martin Brown, his brother. Will Kidd, St. Thomas. I mean, just the list goes on. I can read it through all of them, but certainly the local influence is huge with the Crows. And we will have, it appears, a free kick here for Minneapolis City. And 29th minute, 1-1. You get the penalty kick in the 12th minute from Max Stiegwardt, who's possessing right now, make it 1-0 Minneapolis City. David Chroma for the TwinStars levels it up in the 18th minute. And here we are as Tim Wills is pushing forward, just too far for him.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea by Will Kidd, but you'd like to see us maybe try to keep possession there and vary the point of attack.
Well, the one thing I did like about that, though, is trying to find yourself with possession in the attacking third and try to maneuver that way. We have seen the long balls working in small chunks, but in moments like Whitney Brown, just getting a bit impatient and running out of space, waiting for teammates to show up, maybe getting more possession on that side of the field will be helpful to them for the remainder of this contest.
Yep, I completely agree with you, Eric.
Now Juan Lewis. He had a goal last week, and now he's down the sideline. And now Kidd. Dumler fighting for him and losing. Now Juan Lewis with an opportunity in the left foot, curving just to the left.
I think from our angle that looked a little bit closer than it was, but it looked pretty close, didn't it?
Felt like it was just a ball length outside, maybe a few yards outside. But that is, yet again, in the last minute, you've had 2 opportunities now where they're getting the ball in there, they're supplying all that pressure, and then a nice shot opportunity for Juan Lewis. Just got to get that on target, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you followed the Crows, you're starting to see that Juan is kind of getting his soccer legs underneath him at this level. He just came off of his freshman year at Drake.
Stiegwardt with the right-handed shot. The deflection.
Oh, wrong-footed.
Stiegwardt, goal number 2. The deflection off the defender, and Toure just unable to recover. Going to his right. Whoops! Got to come back to the left, and that makes it 2-1. Minneapolis City. Let's go.
That's a goalkeeper nightmare right there.
Oh, heartbreaking for Toure.
But hey, you know,
Very harmless. You'd say on one area that's a harmless, very makeable save pre-deflection.
absolutely. Well, it depends on the goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, but what you like to see is Stiegwardt taking a flyer from distance again. So what you were mentioning before with, you know, the different variations of attack, it's really good to see that we're not trying to go to just the long ball to Will Kidd with that 1v1 against Dumbler that's been working. We're trying to vary things up, and we're keeping them on their toes.
Certainly are, and so now in the 32nd minute, it is 2-1 as Stiegwardt now with both the tallies. It's a good thing we called him the guy to watch because he's doing the positioning. He's combating the counterattack, and he's scoring goals for Minneapolis City. Now possessing again. Here's Whitney Brown.
I think if the Crows can knot another one here before halftime, you might start seeing the lights turn down a little bit on the counterattacks that the TwinStars would throw at the Crows.
Juan Lewis trying to find some space. Juan Lewis loves running at defenders. That time it did not work. But Minneapolis City still possess it as Kent steps in. Now Stiegwardt. To Lewis, outside. Whitney, fancy footwork on the end line, trying to find a friend. He finds Smith. Now looking for Tim Wills on the backside of things. Left foot, and saved by Toure. Great save by the goalkeeper.
That's a great save. That's a great off-the-ball run by Tim Wills as well.
Yeah, you like the 50-50 shoulder that he put on Quazima to position himself there. Nice job by Wills, and he got the left-footed shot off. Still 2-1. Darbaki switching fields for Dumbler. Kamara.
I think outside of that hat trick that Wills had against the Lacrosse Aries a few weeks ago, he hasn't really been able to find the back of the net against higher level competition in the division. But it's got to come. He's almost there.
Yeah, Wills indeed has been on the verge. And you know what? Nothing helps like another trip to Lacrosse, which he'll make on Saturday.
Back in the day, we'd call that the stats game.
It might still be. And Wills has had a fantastic shift, at least pressuring so far. Hasn't found himself on the back end of one yet, but maybe we'll see what he does here. Once again, Benhart challenging Chroma, the goal scorer for the TwinStars, and winning.
What you get out of Tim Wills as a striker is something a little bit different than your traditional number 9. Is you get a guy who's a pass-first forward who's looking to make the players better around him and then do work on the defensive end.
And as you see him right now, well into the defensive half of the field, kind of switching spots with Juan Lewis in a way. And now he's going to push it forward and help create an opportunity. Kidd on the outside, or Lewis streaking, who's offside. Smith will take it himself. Now Brown. Kidd, can he push back inside, find that foot? The right-handed shot, Toure there for the save.
Really making him earn his paycheck today, huh?
Certainly is. And he's getting it from all angles right now. You're testing him from distance. You found him short range. Very busy night so far for the TwinStars keeper. 35th minute. 2-1 Minneapolis City. Forward for Wright. Wright is onside, the flag is down, and he bumbles that first touch. Easy one for Elder to contain.
Chase Wright scores a lot of goals in the MPSL. I think he's the leading goal scorer in the conference right now, but it's basically from balls like that, a higher line by the defense, and a Darbaki kind of dump in over the top and let him use his speed.
And it absolutely works as a leading scorer, no doubt about it. Now possession for the Crows, Minneapolis City. Pushing forward here
Nick
with
Hines
Benhart.
Oh,
look at him. Nick Hines up the left side, chasing back now for Juan Lewis. Great idea.
That was a good ball, specifically at full speed, one touch.
Now Kinagawa to Lamine. Back to Darbaki. Now Dummler on the side to Kinagawa. Nice job by Minneapolis City. Nothing coming easy for the TwinStars. Ball does deflect off of Juan Lewis's hand. They'll give him the handball. Now Petrie from distance. That'll go wide left. Goal kick, Minneapolis.
You question at that distance why you want to take a quick free kick on that. Specifically being down a goal, kind of closing out on the first half. You want to maybe try to set up one of your set piece plays there.
I'd agree with you there on that. Now, one advantage that they had, there was a bit of discombobulation as it was a quick whistle and they were moving forward. Juan Lewis still complaining about the handball call. So, but I agree with you there. A set piece opportunity from that distance, if you can get some kind of deflection, get a big body in there, that might have been a better opportunity there. And now Petrie trying to redeem himself on that shot that went wide left. Adams, easy step in for Charlie.
Looks like they're giving a corner.
It looks like they are conceding the corner. First corner of the evening for the Minnesota TwinStars.
Looks like we got the center backs from TwinStars trying to sort out who does what here.
You'll see Chroma, the goal scorer, matched up right near the goalkeeper, Matt Elder. And it will be a short corner as Darbaki and Dummler try to make something special happen. And they'll just reset and re-kick.
Never been a big fan of the short corner, Eric. I feel like it kind of always makes you at a disadvantage unless you have a guy streaking in close to the top of the box. But you already eliminate the you eliminate the ability to find one of your trees on a basically a gimme.
Yeah, either it's an elite run near side or you let that thing hammer it in and try to find one of the tall guys. I agree with you. Quazima. And nice job by not only Charlie Adams somewhat shielding Darbaki, but Max Kent just booming that thing out of there. Now here's Banya. Trying to find either Lamine or Chase Wright that'll go out of bounds. Throw in for Minneapolis City. 7-0-2 on the season. Minneapolis City SC. Your squad, John, they're the last undefeated team in the conference. What's up with that?
I don't know. I'll take that any day. When we hit start on the season in the winter, we were going through our combine over the Christmas holiday. Never thought we'd be sitting on 30 goals, leading the country in goals per game, and being undefeated. But I will take it.
Now TwinStars trying to push forward on a counter. Nice job by Adams to step in. Now Kidd gets shoved by Darbaki.
Don't see why he's arguing that one.
That seemed like a pretty simple call. And a free kick for Minneapolis City. Will Kidd not happy about having to hit the turf in the manner that he did.
You don't like to see those guys talking to the ref either. But the Crows get a quick restart. They'll take the air out of the ball, and it's really at this point just TwinStars time here.
Exactly. And the time is we're looking at nearly the 40th minute of play. Going long for Whitney. There's Lamine. He's able to chase it back. And they're going to give the corner
kick. All right. Let's not do that short stuff now.
Now corner opportunity for Minneapolis City. It will be Whitney, it appears, on the ball from the corner. Members of the TwinStars just all over the referee, in his ears, really for about the last 3 to 5 real-time minutes here. And a short corner for John's Minneapolis City SC Crows. Max Kent nearly able to put a head on it, just over his head. Now Lamine will clear it out. And you got Chase Wright in space.
The other reason why you don't like that, Eric,
the foul there,
is the counterattack potential. I mean, we could have been in a real sore spot there if Ian hadn't come back with the tactical foul.
When in doubt, you step in front of a guy. That's what I've always said. And Smith executed it to perfection there. Throw in for the TwinStars here.
Seems as if the complaining to the ref has spilled over to the technical staff of the TwinStars as Coach Darbaki seems to be in the ear of the fourth official.
Now Hines, the center midfielder we've all really wanted, and an absolute blunder from the TwinStars goalkeeper, Toure Ufta, conceding a corner there. Now it was a short one-hopper, and I'm trying to do what I can to defend it, but Toure's got to be better there.
You know, there's a little bit of a question here that comes to my mind, Eric, is you have Sean Teskey, who's played the second half of your last 4 games, who was one of the best backstops in the conference last year. Why is he not in a game like this playing full 90?
Having the night off?
I think you'll see him come out at halftime, but they've been leading games with Torre, and they've been going down early.
Long corner, able to get a foot on it is Whitney Brown. Not much he can do with that. Goal kick tragedy averted for the TwinStars. Crows faithful enjoying themselves. Overall, I'd say it's a bit breezy, but a gorgeous Wednesday evening here in Osseo, Minnesota. MPSL soccer in action on a hump day.
Looks like we got a MLS sellout going on here.
No comment from the announcer. It's a nice crowd here on a Wednesday evening. Crows faithful singing, eating.
That's got to be a yellow card.
No card, but they do give the kick. Up in the wave off. We'll get you next time, the referee says. Now Smith taken away by Petrie. Now Dummler. Absolutely nothing they can do about that. At this point, possession for the TwinStars becoming difficulties all on their own.
You'd like to see the ref at least get consistent with the cards there. That was definitely a chance of a potential creation of a goal-scoring opportunity that was stopped. Especially when you saw the soft yellow that happened with Will Kidd just kind of getting legs tangled up.
Indeed, we'll see what kind of adjustments Green might even make in the second frame.
But by and large, doing a good job today.
Green has been good. Now Max Kent thinking about getting long.
I think this Will Kidd Dummler section, here it comes again. Oh.
Ooh. Goes conservative.
We all saw it.
Everyone saw it down that right seam there. Now Benhart. He wants in on the action. DeJuan Lewis. Forward to the speedster, Nick Hines. Bit of miscommunication there. That'll be out for a TwinStars quick throw. And Hines already back defensively. That's the hustle in Nick Hines as Whitney Brown has it now in the middle. Here's the goal scorer from distance.
Little speculative there, but again,
let's get that on target, but Toure has proven that anything is possible.
Right, and
Mr. Bisworm.
And you look at too another variation of attack. Now it's our left fullback Nick Hines getting into the attack. So we really aren't making it easy on the TwinStars of where the danger is coming from today.
Adding tricks and wrinkles to the offense are Minneapolis City SC. 2-1 here. Waning moments of the first half. Of course, it is Max Stiegwardt, man of the match territory through the first 45 already with the 12th minute penalty kick conversion. 31st minute. He gets both of them tonight. Whistle from Green. Free kick. Looks like Darbaki going to get the quick restart. And, of course, David Chroma in the 18th minute for the TwinStars.
Good tackle in the center of the midfield there by Max Stiegwardt.
He's doing everything thus far, John. Now Chroma getting forward. First touch on it is absolutely awful.
No.
And they're going to give the penalty there.
That's not a penalty.
That is shocking to us here in the booth. The physical play. Possession is already lost by Chroma. And there certainly is contact from Benhart.
Yikes, that's questionable right there.
But to blow the whistle and point to the spot, I did not see that coming, John.
I think that's rewarding. That's rewarding a bad touch for the defender. I mean, there was contact there, but it wasn't a scoring opportunity.
The ball was already lost.
The ball was already lost. Absolutely.
Without the advantage of replay here in the booth, and there's no VAR in MPSL. I'm just getting that in my ear now.
Yep.
No VAR, so that we won't get a second to look at it. But
I can
now
pull VAR up and tell you that wasn't a penalty kick.
But now it appears to be Kareem Darbaki from the spot for an opportunity to level this one here.
Oh man,
as we are now entering stoppage time of the first half. Darbaki, and he goes left, and he is golden for the TwinStars. 45th minute. Darbaki levels it up.
Making some friends there with the home fans.
Making friends with everybody. Kareem Darbaki pumping it up for the TwinStars. It is now 2 apiece
I mean, honestly, Eric, as a player, if I score a penalty kick, I'm not really celebrating in front of the other team's fans like that. It was kind of a gift.
From our perspective, it appeared to be quite a gift. A gift that they would not so graciously take, apparently.
Right.
But we are level at John D. Hansen on a Wednesday night as Chroma takes it from Smith. And now Darbaki trying to find Petrie. Nice job by Matt Elder. Not caught in no man's land that time. He's able to corral that and get things restarted quickly.
Looks to be at 45 here.
And
0 extra time.
And that's the first half. And what a first half. A card, a couple of penalty kicks, and just to recap it here, a 12th-minute penalty kick from Max Stiegwardt makes it 1-0 Minneapolis City. Leveling it in the 18th minute for the TwinStars, David Chroma. And then Stiegwardt with his second goal off the deflection in the 31st minute. And then as you just saw moments ago, Kareem Darbaki is able to convert from the penalty spot for the TwinStars. Questionable foul indeed, but they'll take it. All goals count. And it is 2-2 here at John D. Hansen. It is halftime. And we're going to be back with you. John Bisworm, Sporting Director, Minneapolis City SC. I'm Eric Nordquist. It's Wednesday night, MPSL Soccer. TwinStars here in Osseo with Minneapolis City SC. We'll be back for second half action shortly. Welcome back to John D. Hansen here in Osseo, Minnesota. It's MPSL Soccer on a Wednesday night, 2-2 at the half. And just to quickly recap, his action is about to get underway as the whistle blows. It's a 12th-minute penalty kick from Max Stiegwardt, and then an 18th-minute goal from David Chroma to make it 1-1. 31st minute, Stiegwardt scores again to make it 2-1 Crows, and then a controversial, some would say a terrible, penalty decision in the 45th minute as Kareem Darbaki equalizes for the TwinStars, and it's 2-2, and we're back underway. Sporting Director for the Crows, I'm Eric Nordquist. John Bisworm hanging out with me here in the booth, and the players to watch in the inset of the game really were Whitney Brown, 6 goals in the season, always a factor in your matches.
Yep.
But then Max Stiegwardt, what he's able to do in the middle of the field, and both defensively, and then tonight he scores both the goals, and that's a couple of good players for your squad there, John.
Yeah, actually Max Max Stiegwardt was with us in our first year when we were in the Premier League of America, and then he went on to go to PDL side in Florida.
He was a UCF Knight, wasn't he?
He went to Louisville first, and as a freshman and a sophomore. And then we were able to bring him back after he transferred to Central Florida, and now we have him. And you can see why it would have been great to have him last year.
And he's been an absolute difference maker for the Crows here in 2018, and especially tonight. 2-2, second half action underway. Hines throwing it in, looking for Juan Lewis. And the aforementioned Stiegwardt controlling. Darbaki pressuring Hines.
Seemed like a handball there, didn't it?
It did seem like a handball from Darbaki. No whistle from Green. Now Ethan Petrie.
Looks like they made a sub, Eric. Number 17 is on for we don't know who. But
yeah, that's the problem here with the TwinStars. Number 22 is also on the field, and I don't have a name or a number for him either. It appears that he came on in relief of Lamine, number 20. who's no longer on the field. But we have no information, unfortunately, from the TwinStars squad to accurately update you on names.
Let me see if I can rub two pennies together and figure this out.
Let's do it. Now possessing Petrie in the middle. Now Darbaki. Challenging him, Stiegwardt. That's been a good matchup all night. Banya pushing long, trying to find Dumler. Will Kidd and Dumler have been an incredible matchup all night, but that was number 17. That's the unnamed member of the TwinStars.
It's a foul, ref.
Very, very physical play. We do get, and they're just going to concede the goal kick there. That's Quazima bodying out, and it appeared to, from our vantage point, foul Will Kidd, but no call on the play. Replacing Toure in net is Sean Teskey. Do we know anything about Sean Teskey?
Yes, Sean Teskey goes to the University of Hartford, and like I said, was one of the premier backstops of the league last year. And again,
any idea why they do the Toure bit in the first half and then they switch to the guy that may have a bit more quality in net?
I have no idea, to be completely honest with you. It's interesting because now you're down. Well, we're tied now, but you've given up 2 goals, and perhaps maybe your starting goalkeeper could have been Teskey, who has been proven in this division.
The yet to be named number 22 pushing it back to Banya. Now Teskey getting a touch on it.
I'm trying to figure it out here.
Now Quazima.
Not coming up aces for me, Eric.
Now 17 pushing it back inside to Kamara. Now Darbaki controlling. A lot of possession for the visitors here thus far. Whitney Brown stepping in, making Darbaki look awful. Now Whitney Brown trying to find somebody in the middle. Tim Wills not available for him. Now battling for it. Nice job by Kamara to body Whitney Brown off the ball. It'll be a throw-in.
Looks like we might have
the TwinStars.
A Hakeem Senna sighting here on number 22.
Hakeem Senna, number 22. Get to know him. Switching fields, that's Dumler. I know him, Quazima. Now stepping in, Smith. And Teskey will get control of it before Juan Lewis can step in. No changes have been made to the Crows starting 11 thus far.
Not quite sure who number 17 is. We're just going to write him off as TwinStars player.
TwinStars player. Throw-in from the aforementioned TwinStars player.
And it's a shocker. Darbaki, again, is in the ear of the referee thinking that something more happened that to the untrained eye apparently didn't.
Well, I think if you're Kareem Darbaki and members of the TwinStars, you should be happy you got that penalty at the end of the first half to even the score at 2-2. Max Kent chasing it. He'll let it go out harmlessly for a throw-in. 51st minute, 2-2 here at John D. Hansen under the lights. Home of the Osseo Orioles.
Wednesday night lights.
Wednesday night lights, the 7-0-2 Minneapolis City SC Crows trying to defend their home turf. They've done nothing but get 3 points at home thus far in 2018. I'm sure they'd like to do the same here as Stiegwardt under pressure from Chase Wright there. Chase Wright, a bit of speed. And watch him getting behind the back line. Thankfully, thus far, that hasn't happened. Nick Hines able to body out Chroma, the goal scorer from earlier.
Once again, Chroma hits the turf with what seemed like little contact.
That is the classic nature of the forward in this sport, though. At times, John, they will battle their way through anything, everybody, and everything. But as soon as you get inside that 18-yard box,
the feather touch, right?
The feather touch, my friend. We call that gamesmanship as Kamara just blows through Juan Lewis.
It looks like the referee is giving him the no more signal.
Well, according to my tally sheet, I've officially lost count on the members of that team that he has given the no more signal to. So we'll see how that pans out over the final 40 minutes and change of this one. Now Kent Back to Elder. One of the elder statesmen of this Crows roster in net. Now Hines. Look at Hines go. Now to Whitney.
Oh, unlucky first touch there by Whitney.
Kamara pushing forward. Easily taken over by the Crows.
A good little bout of possession there to kind of stop that counterattack.
Tim Wills, now Juan Lewis. Nice job by Stiegwardt. Reposition himself.
Oh,
now Tim Wills getting forward. He's got Juan Lewis in the middle and across. Ooh. Now redirected by Will Kidd after Kwazima tried to clear it and failed. Teskey will get it to Darbaki. Now Chroma coming back in support.
Didn't go down that time.
That's Senna. Now to Banya. Banya with the big leg. We'll get the handball.
Unpopular for the call to the TwinStars faithful there.
And that is TwinStars player to be named later. Based on where he's playing, it appears he replaced Kinagawa. Kinagawa no longer on the field. Laws of deduction at its best here from Eric Nordquist announcing this one. Now Senna battling with Whitney Brown. Trying to find Wills. Potentially a collision there. Kwazima got a little loose with the header trying to clear it. Probably better off letting Teskey take it. They get out alive of that one. Now Senna up the right side here to Petrie. Darbaki. That's Dumler with it. Dumler and Will Kidd. They've gone head-to-head all night. It's been fun to watch.
Eric, I think I found the needle in the haystack. It looks like number 17 is Andrew Avram.
Andrew Avram. Beautiful.
Looks like he's started No Shave November a little early.
Well, if he's like me, I would have to stop shaving now.
Looks as if...
As the whistle comes in, are we going to get a card from Green? And we will. Mr. Kamara.
He was the player who earned the straight red card in the first matchup between these two teams, Eric.
Is he the one whose friends call him Woodchuck?
I believe that's number 4.
Oh, that's okay. That's Kwazima. That's right. Kwazima is Woodchuck. Kamara with the yellow card in the 55th minute. And action continues. Banya, now to Chroma. Now Chroma incredibly frustrated with Ian Smith and the referee. As no foul was called. In fact, the Crows get a throw-in out of it. Now Hines possessing. And Chroma expectedly is all over him. It's a nice job by Senna there.
Look at a foul throw in there, Eric. The ever so popular non-called foul throw in.
It's kind of like baseball, John. Now they've cleaned it up now with video replay and such, but it was to avoid contact on the double play throw. You didn't really have to touch second base.
Right. Yeah,
just like now, you don't actually really have to keep both feet on the ground. You don't really have to throw it completely over your head.
Right, yeah.
It's a gentleman's rule, I guess. Chroma under fire from a couple of Crows. Now Senna.
One thing the TwinStars...
Absolutely terrible through ball there. Able to corral it as Max Kent pushing it back forward, and now Senna stepping in and
one thing
Crows.
the TwinStars midfield, centrally and out wide, does very well is when they win possession around the midfield stripe, they really do put their heads down and drive forward to try to create something. It just, in that instance, was kind of an errant pass.
Now Hines, he'll find Kent. Now Benhart forward for Wills. Wills has had no problem coming back to support defensively in the midfield throughout the night. Now Smith. And you are seeing a nice job by the TwinStars here, making every pass difficult in the middle third. Although Kamara just left in the dust here. Juan Lewis now trying to find Wills. Now Smith to the outside. Well, he's trying to find the opportunity to cross this thing. Now Chroma just comes in, swinging.
It's really a little reckless challenge there.
Very
unnecessary.
reckless. Very reckless. No connection made, no foul harmed. Now Stiegwardt maybe for the hat trick. Just a bit too much pace on that one. Teskey sniffing that out. Still 2-2. Minneapolis City and the TwinStars getting after it here in Osseo, 58th, nearly the 59th minute.
Crow's applying that kind of to medium to strong pressure there again, causing fits.
And they'll get the whistle there.
It's our new guy, Avram.
That was Avram. A little loose with that leg there, tripping up Charlie Adams.
Seems like it's a Marty party starting, with Martin Brown Jr. making his entrance for Juan Luis, so I think put in a good shift.
I actually liked what Juan Lewis did. First as a substitute, that's where I really got to know him last week, and he comes in 65th minute, gets a goal against Sioux Falls. And this week I thought he did a good job really pushing the force offensively, you know, in terms of getting the two-way action out of him. Maybe he didn't have his best efforts defensively, but on this side of the field, needing him to push the pace offensively in the attack, I thought he did a great job. And now Martin Brown. Nothing to say about him other than he has 6 goals on this season. He converted the penalty kick in the lone goal against the TwinStars last Thursday. Brooklyn Park native, brother of Whitney Brown. It's the Brown brothers. Now Kidd pushing forward for Wills. It's way too much pace on that.
Probably not what he wanted to do there, but the idea was right.
You guys are awfully quiet over there.
Banya.
I'm sorry, I sold out.
Now Smith is going to come back to pressure Kamara. Looking to Teskey for relief.
Do this all night.
Kidd heading it out. Maybe didn't need to get a touch on it. It will be a throw-in for the TwinStars.
And it looks like another TwinStars player is coming on. No idea who this is, which seems to be the common theme here, but maybe we'll figure it out.
What? I still don't hear you.
And leaving will be Aliu Kamara.
For number 13, let's see if there's a 13 on our list here.
I do not have a 13 on mine.
Nope, look at that.
So while you're playing the real-life version of Guess Who, everyone's favorite childhood board game, trying to figure out number 13, we'll watch Teskey distribute to Banya here in the 61st minute.
So it could be a mixture of a couple players here. It could be Zeus Hutu, maybe.
Well, he just turned it over, I can tell you that. Now Tim Wills, as Darbaki tracking him back for him. Now Stiegwardt, Martin Brown. TwinStars night and day, first and second half. Challenging, getting to every 50-50 ball, and really being aggressive defensively. Long ball for Whitney, stepping in is Senna. Everyone here in the booth, the John D. Hansen, scrambling to figure out who number 13 is. As Martin pushing forward for Kidd, Dumler is the first one to it. Actually tries to keep it in bounds. No whistle there, physical play from Charlie Adams, pushing Avram off the ball. Now Quazima.
It's like a little makeup call there by the ref.
Nothing better than makeup calls. Senna fighting with Martin Brown for it.
Timmy Wills putting in a patented Timmy Wills defensive shift today.
He's running all over. Now Petrie. To right, now outside to Dumler. The aforementioned 13. Unlucky 13, we'll say. Ooh, tripped up Will Kidd. He's already on a yellow. Will be a free kick for the TwinStars. Kidd did get a yellow card in the 25th minute early on.
I think that foul's what we call a no-doubter, Eric.
That is certainly a no-doubter there, John. (7-0-2) first place in the North Conference. Minneapolis City SC, excuse me.
We'll take it.
4 matches remain after this one. Yet to be defeated on their home soil. Now Derbaki pushing it in on Elder, and it'll go wide, well wide to the left.
It's one of those situations where when you're one of the center backs, you're not too happy with your spot kick taker because you did all that work to get up and then he just wastes it.
Exactly. Now Kidd getting a bit of a push. Will Kidd battle it. Now unlucky 13 will get it wide to Senna.
We're just going to go with Zeus Hutu on that one.
Okay, Zeus Hutu. Now Chroma. Hines all over him. Now Senna. To Derbaki. The equalizing penalty kick. Nice through from Derbaki. Matt Elder sniffs that out.
Yeah, he did a really good job of coming off his line there, reading that through pass.
Probably had too much pace on it for Dumler to catch up to, but great idea nevertheless. As Stiegwardt. Kind of a quiet second frame for Stiegwardt. Not as much space for him this time around as it was early on. You see Petrie basically shadowing him at this point. Now Max Kent pushing up. Max Kent will go 80 yards if you let him.
Oh, unlucky for Charlie Adams. It was a good run, though. Looks as if we're going to get some Nick Hutton action here as he's getting some last-minute instructions by the coaching staff. Maybe he slots in up top for a Tim Wills, or maybe he slots in on a wing and you get to see Whitney Brown at the 9.
Nick Hutton, an 88th minute goal last week. Now Petrie pushing forward. He might take a shot from distance.
That is through the
field goal is good, but it doesn't count in this particular sport. Yeah, Nick Hutton, 5 goals on the season.
It looks like he's going to be going in for Wills.
Will be for Wills.
And then, as mentioned, looks like Whitney Brown is going to be going up top in the number 9 spot. And Will Kidd's going to be swapping sides.
So you'll have Will Kidd on the left wing, Hutton on the right, Whitney up top. Action back underway.
Another guy to terrorize Dumler with speed.
He was having trouble with Will Kidd. Nick Hutton might be faster than Kidd.
And Nick Hutton actually never didn't play college soccer after being a standout at Apple Valley High School with his twin brother. He took a 4-year track scholarship to the University of Minnesota.
And we'll love all that speed here as Smith, with a bit of space, trying to push forward. Now it's Martin along the touch line. He'll find Hutton. Nice job by the TwinStars closing that out. Now Teskey to Banya. Poor touch there in the midfield. That's Chase Wright. Chase Wright, all that speed from him hasn't made much of an impact on this one for the TwinStars.
TwinStars definitely doing a better job of pinning back the Crows to have their possession be more in their defensive third as with the first half. Oh, here comes that speed from Hutton.
Now Hutton racing it. Quazima unable to catch up. He'll try to center it. Now he'll have a left foot opportunity. He'll find Smith. Now Stiegwardt on the run. Just a pass a bit behind him in the shot.
He's definitely brought his shooting boots today.
Hat trick on the mind, Max Stiegwardt. 12th minute penalty kick. 31st minute goal for Max Stiegwardt off the deflection. And there you have it. Another opportunity from distance. Tough header from Benhart. Chroma controls.
Very good job again. Crow's defense forcing the TwinStars backwards rather than being able to attack.
Indeed, Petrie having to push it all the way back to Banya, and now Kwazima has it, essentially resetting the opportunity. Dumler. To Hutu. To Zeus.
Zeus. The Zeus is loose apparently today, Eric.
Now forward, an opportunity for Avram. Martin Brown getting handled by Zeus. No whistle called. Moving forward, Nick Hines. Talk about your U23 squad. And what that's meant to your club in terms of helping develop things. It was a couple of guys last week in Vang and De La Rosa, I believe, that may have had opportunities. O'Driscoll, Aiden O'Driscoll as well.
Yep.
So talk about it, a few minutes here, 2-2 in the 69th minute. What the U23 team has meant in kind of cultivating that. Of course, with your MPSL squad and really just growing this club.
Sure. We've named them the Rookery.
Okay.
So the Rookery is made up of all Minnesota-based players, much like our MPSL squad. And really, the creation of the U23 team for us was kind of it kind of came out of the fact that we were having to turn away all these good quality college players that were coming back that maybe weren't 100% ready for the MPSL level. So we figured if we can give them a home, then that's just a natural progression of us to have guys waiting in the wings for when certain players age out of our MPSL team, or guys go to the PDL, or we always have that attrition at some fashion or another. And what it's done for our MPSL team is we train together. So what you see is with our U23s is the fact that they're able to be the scout team for the MPSL team to go full 11 aside. So it's been great overall. They're 2 wins and a tie on their season so far, and they'll be down on Saturday to take on the Nebraska Bug Eaters of the UPSL, who is a new team out west.
That is absolutely awesome. And of course, get to MPLSCitySC.com to find out more information. Not only on the club, but just paying attention to the U23s and kind of the cool pipeline that the Crows are putting together in terms of talent and this club as a whole as it continues to grow. So a hard foul, Ian Smith there. No card. I did not see a card issued, but the free kick and the restart now as the TwinStars possess.
What we also see with the U23s, Eric, is guys filling in when there's injury, and that's hit us pretty hard this season. So it's really great to be able to call on those guys who are, they're training every day with these guys, so it's kind of plug and play.
No doubt about it. And plug and play moving forward with speed is Whitney. Catching up to him is Banya. Banya putting the legs on, and he pulls up the hammy and he goes down. That's not good. That is not good for Minneapolis City.
Looks like a hamstring.
It definitely looks like a hamstring. He appears to be holding the back of his right leg.
You hate to see that for a guy like Whitney, who last year, by and large, was bit by the injury bug. But this year, now being healthy, you can see what he's done. National Player of the Week with his hat trick against Dakota, and just been really feeling it this year. So you got to feel for the guy and hope for the best.
And he's been a big part of the offense. Had a hat trick earlier this year, 2 goals last week, 6 on the season. And he's an absolute pleasure to watch. And you don't want to see any circumstance, just running as fast as he can and trying to slow up as Banya was keeping pace with him. And he just hits the turf hard.
So now you look to Coach Pribble to see what he's going to do to make adjustments here. You could bring on a Siku Chroma on the wing and then push Nick Hutton up top. Or you could, potentially go for more of a possession style and have Martin Brown as the 10 and allow him to kind of hold the ball up for your wingers to come through. So it'll be interesting to see what we do here.
Whitney Brown unable to put pressure on that right leg of his. Now he is very gingerly stepping on it. And as you mentioned, John, we will wait to see what the decision is. It appears Siku Chroma does look to be getting quick instruction before he enters the field.
Yeah, he looks pretty hurt, Eric.
No, that's ugly. That's pretty disappointing there.
Well, it's Siku time. Let's see what he can do. Feeling it from last Saturday. So hopefully we can get him on the score sheet here. And
no goals for him, but he was fantastic on Saturday. I loved his game on Saturday against Sioux Falls. And we'll see how they arrange things and how the scheme might change here with the lineup.
It does look like they're going to be putting Hutton up top, which, like for like, speed's the key there.
Yeah. But
you're going to probably get what you got, a little mixture of what Whitney offers with speed and what Tim offers with hustle. You're going to get out of Nick Hutton.
And unfortunately, as we're praising the U23s for their ability to go plug and play and assist your squad in its development for sake of injury and other things and just developing talent, unfortunately, Whitney Brown appears to have what might be a significant hamstring injury. Keep you updated as things come on, as Quazima is pushing forward, unable to find Chroma. That's Adams now pushing back for Kent. 74th minute, it's still locked in at 2-2. All the goals coming in the first half. A penalty apiece. And Stiegwardt in the 31st minute. Chroma, just mentioned him a moment ago. Kind of caught Matt Elder in no man's land and able to finish from short distance in the 18th minute. And here we are, 2-2. Darbaki being tracked by Martin Brown. Chase Wright unable to keep his balance. They'll just push it back to Teske. Teske coming on as a second half sub after Ibrahim Toure allowed the first 2 goals, or the only 2 goals, I should say, for Minneapolis City. And now Chroma with his first significant touch of his shift. Pass for him just too far. Good idea, though. Darbaki able to control that, push it forward now. That's Chroma on the outside. 1v1 versus Kent as Adams is trying to come back. Now the one-timer from Chase Wright. I was about to get excited about it. Just not enough juice on that one. A miss hit from Wright.
I was about to say something too, but I didn't want to. Definitely a knock on wood moment there. I didn't want to say something that might bite us in the butt later.
Indeed. That was a fantastic grade A shot opportunity, though, for Chase Wright. Now Senna. Chase Wright is fast, but not that fast. It'll be a goal kick.
Once again, Eric, it seems as if the TwinStars are really going all in on Chase Wright here, trying to overload his side.
With the exception of that recent shot opportunity, though, not a lot of attacking chances for number 9. Don't sleep on him. He will finish. He will score goals. There's no doubt about that. Senna proving to be a pest in his substitution effort here in the second half. Crows taking over, though. Smith forward. He's going to try and find Siku Chroma. Just too far for him.
A little too far there.
Let's go, City. We got this, boys.
It's as if TwinStars have tried to maybe kill the game out a little bit by playing Darbaki pretty deep to see if he can get more possession on the ball. But he's definitely, what you get out of him in his smooth play to set up his forward line, you're not getting when he's dropping back and shading that center back line.
Now Hutton has possession, but he's the only guy around. He's really never had control of that. Chroma stepping in. He'll get it to Hutton. Quazima. And they'll get the free kick here.
Seems like something
Maybe some
off the ball.
contact on Chroma.
Yeah, off the ball. And shocker, Darbaki's going over to complain.
Just wants to plead his case.
In all my years in soccer, Eric, never seen the case overturned. No matter how strong the plea was.
It's very rarely ever happened. Deep ball in. too tall for Max Kent, which says a lot. Now Smith, on the counter opportunity here. They do have numbers pushing forward. The offside flag is up. Chroma just couldn't help himself. He had a real opportunity there, but he couldn't stay onside.
That was a fantastic step of the line by Trey Benhart.
It certainly was.
Old Faithful, he goes by.
Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Is Old Faithful calling it a night? Who's coming off for the...
Looks like you're going to get
a double... This is a double switch here, John. It's a double sub.
A double sub. We know the numbers here. So what we're going to get is Abdallah Ba for Nick Hines, and we're going to get Miles Norville on for Trey Benhart. Good to see Miles Norville and Abdallah come back from injury.
Yeah, and that's one thing I wanted to ask you about is Abdallah Ba, somebody that I saw quite a bit of, or at least significantly more of in 2017 now. Him getting an opportunity, and he's 100%. He's fit. He's back in the game.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He's ready to go, and good to see him back in there. He was Premier League of America all-league defender in our first year, so good to have him back out there. Went to Post College out in Pennsylvania and was a 4-year player there, NTA product, so definitely has local roots, and good to see him back.
And then Miles Norville, so he's a Barbados native.
Correct.
Went to Luther, and then played most recently Des Moines Menace. Is that accurate?
Correct. And then we picked him up in our U.S. Open Cup cycle, and so he played with Trey Benhart as a center back pairing at Shattuck St. Mary's.
Very cool. Shattuck St. Mary's. Zach Parisi, Sidney Crosby,
Teal Bunbury,
and Miles Norville.
And Trey
Benhart.
Yeah, Trey Benhart.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
And there's the aforementioned Miles Norville chasing it. And I think we have is that a substitution up top right now? Am I seeing a
different twin star? Who knows?
Is that Tyler Oliver, number 7?
Could be. Yeah, it looks like that is Tyler Oliver.
And I'm not seeing, okay, so there's Chase Wright. Now we're playing Guess Who again for the Twin Stars.
Looks like maybe Chroma has taken a seat for the day.
Good eye. I should have you up here more often. I believe it is Mr. Chroma taking a seat. Dangerous situation here in the box. Oliver wishing he had about 6 more inches to his height.
That's a bad challenge.
Bonnie able to recover from it. Now Senna.
It's as if the referee may have been looking at something different on that one. That was definitely the defender going over the back of Nick Hutton.
There's Hutu. Now Dumler. Darbaki. Feels like locked in at 2-2. Entering the 81st minute, we're going to have a final fun 10 minutes of soccer here at John D. Hansen in Osseo. Darbaki pushing forward. A little too optimistic there, trying to find Chase Wright. There's Avram. Now Zeus.
It's one of those names you can't say without conviction.
Correct. Long ball for Senna on the outside. Easily controlled there. Will Kidd tracking him. Now Petrie. To Hutu. Left foot to no avail. Smith steps in the middle of it. Now Dumler. And he'll find Chase Wright onside. 1v1 with Max Kent. Does the easy step in. Can he take it in and try to get the shot off? Eventually cleared as Martin Brown and then Miles Norville getting a foot on it. Dangerous moment there. Now Teskey with the easy touch back to Kuzima.
It's as if TwinStars have kind of had the run of play here in the last 5-10 minutes, Eric.
The momentum has certainly shifted. A large part of it comes from the play of Senna along the outside here. And you mentioned it, bringing Darbaki back, really solidifying possession for them defensively to set up a lot of it. Now Chroma to Martin Brown. Let's see if the Crows get a bit of possession of their own here. We'll get the throw in all the way back down and
Dummler trying to plead his case there that the ball didn't go out of bounds, but to no avail. Got a feeling, Eric, it's Will Kidd time one of these chances here.
Will Kidd does.
Another off the ball foul.
Wow.
It definitely got to go.
That's got to be a card.
It's like Tyler Oliver in the 82nd minute. Those are the ones where you don't like to see. It's straight from behind, and that's how guys get hurt.
It does appear that will be number 7, Tyler Oliver, in the 83rd minute. An absolutely lazy challenge for him, leading to a booking. Free kick opportunity coming for the Crows here. And now Stiegwardt, 2 goals tonight. He'll be on the ball for the free kick.
What you have to worry about here, Eric, is the counterattack with the speed that the TwinStars have.
They've been doing it for about the last 25 minutes. You are indeed right. They'll go in deep.
Miles
Potentially
Norville.
Norville the head on it. Keeping it in and not keeping it in. Nick Hutton, throw in.
Now the Crows got to get their heads up and watch the ball getting played in here. Good step by Nick Hutton.
Nice job by Nick Hutton stepping in, losing a bit of control of it though. Banya clearing it. Avram with the header, now Chroma. The Crows version of Chroma.
Chroma. Not a lot of movement on the ball here.
Poor pass from Max Kent. Got to get people making runs for Minneapolis City here, like Will Kidd is, although Senna able to step in. Throw in for Minneapolis City. Minutes starting to dwindle. 85th minute. Will we see a game winner in this one? Abanya stepping in, getting his hands all over Hutton. Nice give to Abdallah Ba. Now battling with Senna, turned over by Hutton. There is space for Brown. Didn't lead him enough on that pass there. Charlie Adams, known for his sprinting.
Patented chazzle-dazzle step over.
Oof, good idea as Will Kidd stepping in. Will Kidd has been known to offer up a game winner once in a while.
He has quite a few game winners last year. And this year.
2 of his 4 goals, I believe, last year were game winners for the Crows. Darbaki. And a beautiful evening here in Osseo. Kids making money in the stands, selling snacks. Crows faithful in attendance in full force. Very competitive match. Not featuring any red cards. All in all, positive so far into the 87th minute as Will Kidd takes one off the back of his head. Here's Ba. Forward to Brown. He's got a couple of guys making runs. Is Chroma, is he fast enough? And he will be able to keep it in bounds here. Dummler all over him. Ooh.
And good to see him try to maybe get the corner kick out of that one versus trying to pull it back.
Yeah, Kuzima has had overall a very good night, thwarting some of those through opportunities in the attacking end on that side of the field for the TwinStars.
You know, Eric, doesn't look like either team really wants this one right now, does it?
A bit of the play feels like we might just get out of here with a point on a Wednesday night, John. But you keep giving away set pieces and somebody's going to get excited and try to score a goal here. So we'll see. Free kick as Senna gets a bit too physical with Kidd. Let's see who takes it. Will be either Stiegwardt or Bob positioning it now.
I'd like to see if maybe you can isolate a one-on-one here down the line versus trying to lump one in.
I do like that idea. Let's see who's going to make a run. Contact between the goalie between Teskey and Banya. Now the shot off the post. So close to the game winner. Martin Brown with touch. And now Will Kidd in short area.
Looks like that first shot was Abdallah Ba, actually, with Martin Brown Jr. being on the back post there. But the Crows amping it up. Look for a long throw here by Nick Hutton.
Ooh, drama building in the 88th minute.
Just a little off the ball stuff again. And that would have been a nice one to have for Abdallah to come back. Max Kent coming up here for the long throw.
Long throw from Hutton. The head on it is
Great save by Sean Teskey. Again, why is he not starting the game for the TwinStars? You just saw him make a series of saves I don't think Torrey could have made in the first half, Eric.
He wouldn't have made any of those saves. Now a corner kick opportunity. The volume has been turned up on this Crows attack, and as I was saying, two teams feeling comfortable late stages to get out of here with a point. You give some of them an opportunity, and they're back in it in a heartbeat. The ball served up, and now Petrie trying to get rid of it, and he will with a bit of space. He's just going to push forward. Now saving it and keeping it in is Smith. Nice step in, may have been Hutu. Now the transition on the counter. Here's Chase Wright and that speed. Max Kent stepping in with a head. I'm surprised you don't see a whistle there with the high foot from Wright.
But you gotta watch out for that counterattack that they have with all that speed they have up top.
Now Senna distributing. Possessing outside the box, clearing it right away is Smith. Now Brown to Stiegwardt. The Crows will try to counter. Here's Bob. Big part of that offensive stretch for the Crows just a moment ago. Now Stiegwardt. Somebody's got to make a run for him here. Now forward for Chroma. Kwazima stepping in again as he has all night. Now Oliver. Oliver with pace. Big spot tackle from Abdallah Ba.
Yikes.
No card.
Would have thought you saw some plastic on that one.
Very physical challenge from Abdallah Ba. And now a shoulder. We are about to enter stoppage time here. And another foul call. Now Max Kent in the quick restart. And now you'll get the whistle.
Oh, that's got to be a card. It's a straight red card.
A straight red card. And that's Akeem Senna.
This is the stuff that you just can't have, Eric.
This is Akeem Senna.
There's no need for that at all.
Second half substitution. And now he's throwing punches. Punches being thrown by Senna. And somebody's got to take control of this situation here. This is absolutely awful from Senna.
The ball's already out of bounds and he stomps on a guy. You just can't have that.
Absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassing play from Senna of the TwinStars.
Looks as if Darbaki's in there trying to plead a case again.
A guy that, from all accounts, by the way, Akeem Senna, fantastic work.
Yeah, to ruin his night on that.
Near side here. And a moment of absolute insanity. And now Tyler Oliver trying to argue where the kick will come from. Very disappointing situation. Senna in absolutely no hurry to get off the field. Green's got to deal with his immaturity. And maybe we just get back to that point where we just get out of here with a draw.
And yeah, we just take our 1 point and we move to lacrosse on Saturday. You just don't want to see guys get hurt.
And that's how people get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shows with the straight red card that happened last game. It was just an unnecessary challenge. And you just saw it again. There's no room in the game for that.
Absolutely zero room. Straight red card for Senna.
I believe he's got to leave, but he's just hanging around the bench, which doesn't seem like supposed to do that.
see the fourth official down there on the far side as Senna is getting his bag together.
I don't understand why their coach Darbaki is getting in the head of the ref there. That was definitely something that was pretty easy to call.
That was a pretty simple red card right there. And it did appear as though even he was throwing arms or even potentially punches after the red card was given, but
well, you know, you hate to say it, sometimes reputation precedes yourself, and it's another showcase of it.
a consistent reputation being built. Long ball for Kent. Kuzima heads it. No indication in terms of how much time is being added. Physical challenge from Chroma from behind. Referee will talk to him as well. Darbaki incensed on the field, and no card was given to Chroma. The restart there from Dumler.
Just need to keep our heads, clear everything out.
Now forward to Brown. Now through to Will Kidd, a beautiful pass, and he's got somebody wide open on the run if he can find him. Unable to do that as Nick Hutton now on the backside of it, just too far for Chroma.
Hutton was definitely on there.
Hutton was onside until Kidd paused.
Yeah.
And then it was just too late to make anything of it at that stage.
Maybe a half full tank there got in the way of decision making.
Waning minutes here. A full 90 for Will Kidd, battling with Dumler on the other side for a large part of the game. Now for it, well, miscommunication there. Kidd thought Brown had it, Brown thought Kidd had it. Now Kent, we'll see if the Crows will push forward to try and force the issue one last time as Banya heads it back toward midfield. Now Smith, he's looking for Chroma.
Great ball.
And just
unlucky.
not quick enough, and it's going to turn into one of those nights.
What are we thinking, 4 minutes extra time? The referee checking his watch. It'd be really nice for him to...
At this stage, it feels like we're very close to seeing the final whistle as he continues to check his watch. Just one of those nights, dominant at times, Minneapolis City. But in the end, just not connecting on passes like those to Chroma. And
come on, referee.
here we are at 2-2.
The goalkeeper's taking about another 6 minutes.
And Teskey just... Now Kuzima pleading his case.
He did take about 3-4 minutes.
It was about a solid real-time minute there from Sean Teskey.
He fixed his hair, redid his gloves, switched sides.
Well, from his perspective, he has a clean sheet tonight, John. Now Bob pushing forward with a shoulder on it. Battling with him, Tyler Oliver. Very physical despite his diminutive nature. Now Banya just trying to clear it forward. He will. It will be a throw-in.
See if we can't get the long throw to Siku Chroma here. Just got to be aware of the counterattack if this doesn't pay off.
Put a head on it, just over Kidd. Martin Brown with a look. Oh!
Just wide.
Just wide left. Oh, Brown may have a nightmare about that tonight.
Yeah,
one last opportunity for the dagger.
He would have bet the farm on that one. Let's see how long Teskey takes this time.
One of those nights for Minneapolis City. Now Ba, still no whistle from Green here. Zeus Hutu. Fancy footwork from Zeus. One-man show. It's Iniesta out there. Now Chase Wright on the outside with an opportunity. Forward and through. Just ahead of both Zeus and Tyler Oliver. Fantastic late second opportunity, and now a corner conceded for the TwinStars.
Dying minutes here, Eric.
And a man on a body. Banya's the big head in there. On the backside is Oliver. Looked like a body push. Oliver on Ba will get the free kick.
Pretty simple foul call there for the ref.
And we are still playing here. Somewhere in the neighborhood, it feels 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time, and there's the
There
final
it is.
whistle.
All right, 1 point. We'll take it.
The final score here at John D. Hanson, physical, a bit dramatic in the end. We saw a straight red leading the TwinStars to play with just 10 men. I don't know if you want to call it a rivalry, but in less than a week, we've seen a couple of straight red cards, very physical play, and a couple of tight matches between Minneapolis City SC, and the Minnesota TwinStars. Just to recap, it was Max Stiegwardt, a guy we noted, a guy to watch into this one. 2 goals for him, a 12th-minute penalty kick made it 1-0. Then it was David Kromah for Minnesota TwinStars in the 18th minute to make it 1-1, and then Stiegwardt's second goal coming in the 31st minute. A bit of a controversial penalty call in the 45th, and Kareem Darbaki's able to notch that one to make it 2-2.
Sure.
And here we are, a physical, a frustrating, a dramatic second frame.
It offered everything, didn't it?
It certainly did, and each team, they don't come away empty-handed here. Both will come away with a point, and so it's 7-0-3.
Keeps the Crows undefeated.
The Minneapolis City SC Crows are still undefeated, still atop the table with 24.
Yep.
I believe at that stage, through 10 matches, you have a 5-point advantage.
Correct.
Above VSLT, Viejos son los trapos, who you guys will be facing in short order. Thank you so much, Sporting Director John
Yeah, thanks for
Bismarck.
having me, Eric. Like I said, I've always wanted to do this, and now I have the opportunity to say I've called a game with the famous Eric Nordquist from K-Fan.
Well, I don't know if famous is the correct word, but thanks for having me is the right way to look at it. Now, get to MPLSCitySC.com because Saturday the Crows are in lacrosse, but then a week from tonight, I spoke of VSLT. They're here a week from this evening. That is a big one that you'll want to be a part of. You can get tickets, you can get merchandise, and learn about some of the great companies that support the Crows. Twin Cities Orthopedics, Little Caesars, Summit Brewery. Just an update, the Caesar in the house. Sounded like the kid did not win the pizza.
He did not win the pizza. He missed wide left twice.
So, but I think he got free pizza for tonight. So a small consolation doesn't go overlooked. Thanks to all of you for viewing and watching and supporting. Again, get to MPLSCitySC.com to learn how you can support this fantastic local club. Love your Crows and have a great Wednesday night.